How can they ever hope to survive? How evil can we get? Yet they still come. Brave, hardy, fearless, fighting machines!
Activate.
Let the wars begin!
Welcome to He-Tale of Robot Wars, we're confident!
Blade goes that fast, it just looks like it's stopped. So you'll have to watch out for that one.
And Kidology has spun like the politician's promises! And we'll promise you mayhem!
Please welcome the Master of Mayhem, Craig Charles.
Welcome to Robot Wars, the 7th Wars. Our mission, to boldly seek out a new UK champion. To boldly bash where no robot has fought before. All right, so our war zone's hardly undiscovered, but only the bravest robots dare enter. And even fewer come out alive. Tonight, 8 more robots are in the pits, including old favourites Behemoth. So, let the wars begin.
Lots of experienced machines here, only 2 newcomers to the UK Championship. Rip 'em, tear 'em up and spit 'em out. Warzone lawlessness, where he who flips last flips proudest. As Craig says, Behemoth is back and seeded, but the Warzone could yet be full of surprises.
From Southminster in Essex, Demolition Man.
Knocked out in the first round of the last Wars.
Right, you've been in the wars before?
Yep.
How far?
About this far.
So you made it to the bench?
Made it to the bench, just got into the arena, got knocked straight out.
What have you done to Demolition Man?
Well, we completely rebuilt it. New robot now. What we've actually got is 600mm spinning disc, 2000 RPM, roughly about 63 hits per second. Tested it to destruction, and we're pretty confident this time.
As an 11-kilo, fully exposed spinning disc sitting on a variable angle bed, snowplow to 1M4 motor, 4-wheel drive, polished 6mm aluminium, but it's slowed to self-right.
From Selkirk in Scotland, Corkscrew 2.
Reached its heat final in the 5th Wars.
Now, we don't often get smart people. Very, very smart. Look at you. Aren't you worried about those costumes?
No, of course not. We have to make the effort.
Now, tell me a little bit about your machine. We have seen you in previous wars.
Yes, this is our 3rd reincarnation. It's this Corkscrew 2, new machine, brand new for this Wars. Hopefully we're going to do well. The blade goes that fast, it just looks like it's stopped. So you'll have to watch out for that one.
Yeah, has the outer 1000 RPM body spinner blade, 4-wheel driven, invertible, very quick at 20 miles an hour, but it's difficult to control.
From Ellistown in Leicestershire, Judge Shred 3.
Fighting in their 4th Wars, never out of the heat.
Tell us what you've done to Judge Shred 3.
A lot more armour, new motors, speed controllers. We've made the flipper so it self-rights, which helps.
That's good.
And it's a lot more power in the flipper. But the main thing is running it all year and getting the weak points out.
Dome-shaped with the high-power 1000 PSI flipper remake, aluminium and steel body, speed, manoeuvrability, but questionable reliability still.
From Stoke-on-Trent in Staffordshire, Mute.
Runners-up in the New Blood competition in Robot Wars.
So Mute is a pretty good robot then if you got down to the final in Extreme.
Well, we're unknown and we still got a very robust design that can actually take a lot of knocks. Spinners, maybe we need a few more tests and battles against them. And we've basically got more armour, more power and more gas, so a lot stronger this year.
Tests? It's too late for that. A wedge-shaped robot with front and rear full-pressure high-velocity CO2 flippers, extreme composite armour and 4 kilos of CO2 on board.
Roboteers, stand by.
Let's have a look at the team. Stephen Thomas, captain's Demolition Man on the left-hand side. The Heatley family with Corkscrew 2 on the right. The Blakeman family of Judge Shred on the left-hand side. And the Emmett family of Mute on the right with Jeremy Honcox in there as well. There's Dead Metal for the House Robots in the arena. There's Shunt 2.
3, 2, 1. Activate.
Now, from previous experience, look out for Judge Shred 3. Demolition Man gets a right old hammer early on from Mute. Mute did so well in the New Blood competition, finishing as runners-up. Interesting to see the new variable angled spinning disc on the back of Demolition Man. Haven't seen it yet. It's in trouble. Mute centre of the arena there. Corkscrew 2. Well, that blade is moving so fast it does seem to be stopped. It isn't spinning, is it? Oh, maybe. No, I don't think so. Bashing and crashing off the arena side walls. The arrow's pointing one way. It's moving the other. Little flip there from Judge Shred 3. Good manoeuvrability by the judges. Alan Blakeman, the captain. Paul and Michael in there with him. Now Corkscrew 2 tries to get up a little bit ahead of steam and rolled over onto its side. It's okay, down and being flipped up in the air again. 90 kilos in weight, Corkscrew 2. Can get up to 20 miles an hour. There we can see the back of the Corkscrew 2 team. John Heatley in there with young Lewis and Lawrence. Oh, and over goes the Demolition Man. Can they self-right from there? We mentioned before they were slow to self-right. That'll leave them exposed. And John Heatley celebrating with Corkscrew 2 because the Demolition Man might have crumbled here. In goes Mute. They're being counted out. Slamming into Corkscrew 2 goes Judge Shred 2 and Corkscrew out. So both have gone. Demolition Man counted out. Corkscrew 2 lifted out. Good drive here by Judge Shred. Got in underneath. And there, the scales of justice weighed heavily against Corkscrew 2. Well, these two robots are through to round 2 of the heat. We know Demolition Man, they've gone. The Judge Shred 3 and Mute need to stay out of trouble, while the House Robots decide what to do with the debris. Demolition Man, you want to stay out of trouble now, Mute. I know you're a little bit inexperienced in that arena, but don't go shoving our House Robots around. Judge Shred. Oh, and Dead Metal trying to get rid of Demolition Man, and eventually down in the pit. Again, they've gone early. Hard hats and all.
What a battle. What a battle. It is dangerous in the war zone, but Mute and Judge Shred, they go marching on. Join me after the break when Behemoth, the 10th seed, are in battle. We'll see you then. Welcome back to Robot Wars, where we're about to throw another 4 robots into the war zone. Only 2 will come out alive.
From Roermond in the Netherlands, Tartarus.
Saucy. Fought once in the Dutch Wars. Beaten once.
This robot is Tartarus. What does it do?
Actually, we don't know yet. The person that built it is actually a top secret agent. And he is gone right now on a secret mission, so when he comes back, we hope we did good with this. So
Why don't you know what your robot does?
it's not our robot.
Why
He's
are you
gone.
standing here in those t-shirts then?
Well, he tried to fight, but he had to go, so he asked us, please take my robot and just play with it. That's all.
That Dutch sense of humour. Part bird, part dragon, part frog, but most of all robot. Hydraulic weaponry, a claw, no self-righting mechanism. And the speed isn't enormous either.
From Altrincham in Cheshire, Crushtacean.
They're already through to the world final and fighting in their 3rd UK wars.
Now, this robot is designed magnificently. It's so clever. Tell us how the pincers are shut.
Okay, Dominic has these special gloves which he uses with his hands. So when he closes his hands, the claws close. When he opens them, they open. So it's very intuitive.
Well, have a good one, Dominic. Just give us a little show what you do. There he goes. Brilliant. That's fantastic.
Crusty, give us a wave. 2 large claws on this aluminium crab, electric power, 36 volt, indestructible, they say, manoeuvrable, but a 4 centimetre ground clearance. Crab sandwich, anyone?
From Hemel Hempstead in Hertfordshire and number 10 seed Behemoth.
Fighting in their 6th wars, the number 10 seed.
You are the number 10 seed. Have you done any modifications to the robot this year?
Well, since the last wars, we've completely stripped the robot down, rebuilt everything, and fixed any minor faults we had. So we've replaced the link, we've upgraded all the fittings in there. Stuff's not held in with gaffer tape anymore, so it hopefully won't fall out.
Tell me what exactly your weapons are.
Well, on the front here, we've got this lifter, which can pick up over 300 kilos very quickly. We've also coupled it with this axe, which comes over the top, and we can grab onto the opponents, damage them, and lift them up at the same time, so we can get them to the edge of the arena and out.
A 6-wheeled robot with a large flipping scoop and axe has never been beaten in 6 first-round battles, but then has found the pit too often.
From the Vale of Glamorgan in Wales, UFO.
Beaten in its first ever fight in the last wars, the UFO has landed again, though.
What does UFO do?
UFO is a flipper.
He's a flipper!
Yes.
He's a flipper, and how powerful is that flipper?
It's never actually worked in competition before, so what happens does anybody guess?
You know how tough it is out there?
Yeah.
And you don't know what your robot does?
Well...
Yeah, exactly! Now who looks silly? You!
Flipping useless then. 2-wheeled, still largely untried. I don't really believe in UFOs, do you? The teams then, Crushtacean and the Visser family there on the left, Tartarus on the right, UFO on the left-hand side, Behemoth on the right. In the arena for the house robots, we have Shunt, we have Dead Metal. And we're ready to rock and roll.
2, 1.
Behemoth, strong, heavy, already slamming into Tartarus, surely here just for show. The secret agent story, tut. Crushtacean, you know, they're a worthy machine. UFO, if it had a flippability factor, would have used a flipper there. It's low pressure, and as you heard from Mark and Belinda Hamilton beforehand, I don't think it's working. Crushtacean tossed, that's okay, it's invertible. Can run both ways up, in other words. You see UFO in underneath, but they can't flip. They've come into the war zone, UFO, without a weapon. Behemoth looking on with Anthony Pritchard and Kane Aston. The danger for Crushtacean is if it gets pushed out of the arena, but it's away and scuttling across the arena floor. The ref bot in your picture there. Behemoth has sensed the main danger to it here will come from Crushtacean and is taking on Crushtacean at will. And at the moment we can't see any use in those claws. Young Dominic has the special gizmo gloves on with no effect. UFO driving in. Well, they do have a weapon of sorts, I guess, and that is in their wedge shape, and already Tartarus prepared to be counted out, and Crushtacean, now the claws, just a little bit of movement as Shunt comes in, and the countdown to oblivion for Tartarus. Well, they were hardly flying Dutchman, and they're about to leave Robot Wars. Martin Scholten and Brian Cattler, and out they go. Part dragon, part frog. Well, it didn't give us a dragonfly nor a frog hop, but Crushtacean did. They've hopped out. Now for me, that is a shot because it means UFO will go through with Behemoth. We know already Tartarus have long gone, but I didn't expect UFO to survive, and they have used that wedge-shaped design well when you consider the flipper isn't really working. Nothing on Tartarus work, by the way. Hardly anything. UFO, I'll tell you what, could go on here and cause a surprise as this heat unfolds. They don't want to get caught side on by a machine like Behemoth. Ceases call, both go through, of course. And I wonder if that bash has done UFO's electronics any good.
The Behemoth boys are back and they're angry. They go through along with UFO.
Oh, this is hot as hell in here. Heat hell. Behemoth and UFO through to round 2, and this is how they'll line up. Behemoth will face Mute, UFO will face the judges, and Craig, you got news of us of an